What's up, guys? It's Steven from Pal's Power Ups. This is the overview video for the Master Replica Darth Maul Saber that I have for sale. So this is going to be a long video. I'm going to do all the ins and outs of this. So if you're interested in purchasing it, or if you are the one who purchased it, the lucky winner, then this video will show you how to handle your saber pretty much. So it comes with both hilts, right? You have both sides. They split apart and work as two individual sabers. They both have their own blades, their own connectors, their own chassis, their own Proffieboards, their own speakers, all that. It's basically two sabers. But they also come with a coupler piece so that the pommels screw off, the coupler piece screws on, and it combines into a double-sided saber. Now, I'm gonna kind of go over everything that I built into these sabers and talk all about it. All right, so first of all, you get two polycarbonate 33-inch, I think they are. I didn't want to make them really long. Actually, they're 33-inch. I didn't want to make them 36 or longer because the thing's huge when it's double-sided and put together already. So I kept the blades at 33. I think with the tip it's 33 inches. They're polycarbonate. Neopixel blades. There's about 123 pixels in the strip, and then they're double-sided. You get both blades come with it, one blade for each saber. They're brand new. They have the TCSS custom saber shop connectors for Neopixel. Okay, polycarbonate, parabolic tips. The pixels run all the way up into the tips there. Perfect blades, great blades. So you get those that come with it. Okay, you get a charger for your batteries, lithium-ion charger. They're 18650s. They're on the charger right now, actually. So here they are. Actually took the what do you call it? The little wrapper on these off and put on clear ones so that they would be the same color as the sabers, so they would match. Thought that was kind of neat. It's the little things that count. All right, so you get the batteries. They'll come in a case. Okay, they're fully charged. I'm gonna pop them in a minute, and then you'll get printed off instructions on how to operate the sabers. They're Proffieboards. They each have a single switch. I'll show you all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start going over it. All right, so these bottom two, the silver and red, they don't move, okay? But these top two, they are functional. Now the red one is your single switch, okay? It's just a tactile switch in there. It actually is a thumb screw. I'll show you. This is a new switch from the custom saber shop. There's a tactile switch inside of there with a 3D printed piece on top. It's drilled and tapped 832, right? And then I made these into thumb screws, the red one, and it basically screws down to this perfect point where it works as a tactile switch. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's how it works. So that's the tactile switch. And then the silver one, the second one here next to it, okay, it is also a thumb screw. It loosens up, and its purpose is to press down onto the chassis and hold it in place to keep it from flying out. And I'll show you why in a minute. There's a special purpose behind that. So these both serve a purpose. And by the way, they also have blade holders. The blade holders are swapped out from the custom saber shop. Those are in there. And then the 7-pin TCSS connector from the custom saber shop. So that's all Neopixel, whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna show you the reason why. And also, you get pummel caps. Each saber has its own pummel cap. It's like a kyber crystal on the bottom there. The aesthetics are pretty cool. Here, I'll show you up close. These are pretty cool looking. So you get both of those. Now, the purpose of that thumb screw holding the chassis from flying out is so that, let's say you want to split the saber apart or put it together quickly, right? You're not going to have time to put these pummels on or off. You can just leave it off. One saber can have the coupler on, right, like this, okay? And the other one can have it off, right? So you have two sabers, you're playing with them, and you want to put them together quickly. Then you screw the other one on. See, I would just leave this off. You don't have to worry about your chassis flying out because that thumb screw right there holds it on. So then you could just screw the other side on real quickly, and I'm taking forever to do it. So you can just screw it on, and then you have your double-sided saber, right? If you want to separate it quickly, just unscrew one. Bam. Now you have two sabers you can play with, and you don't have to worry about your chassis flying out because those thumb screws right there, the silver ones, hold the chassis from flying out. Now, if you do want to remove the chassis, okay, then you loosen it. You just loosen it, pull it up like that, then the chassis comes right out. Pretty simple concept. So these are 3D printed chassis from 8-Bit Orchid on Etsy. He's who I get all my parts from, like my batteries, my LED strips. He custom 3D prints me chassis. He has switches. He's got just pretty much anything you could need for sabers. He's actually about to drop some of his own hilts pretty soon. And he's actually changing his name to, I believe, the Saber Merchant. Don't quote me on that. It could be wrong. I think that's what's coming to mind. But anyway, so we got Proffieboard version 2.2 in there. SD cards in there. Battery goes on the other end. You don't need a pull tab. There's a hole there so you can push through and push the battery out. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop these in. The sound fonts that are on these, there's two. They're both from Kyberphonic. One is obviously the Phantom Menace, Darth Maul, and the other one is another Darth Maul, is Crimson Leader, I think, which is basically Darth Maul from the animated series, The Clone Wars. So there's two fonts. You can pop back and forth between the two. Anyway, put your battery in.
I have been waiting.
Premium speakers, 28mm bass speakers. You just curl this up a little bit, about 2 full rotations, just to kind of coil those wires so that you can push it in. Then you want to line up the side of the 3D chassis, the solid side, not where the battery is or the Proffieboard is, but where it's solid. You want to line that up, okay, with that thumb screw so that when it pushes down and holds the chassis, you're pushing down onto the side of it. So you want to line that up, and then you're going to push it up in there pretty far, tighten this down to push up against that chassis. And then just check it like this, and it's not flying out, so you're good. Put your pommel cap back on. I need to screw on the switch piece. I was working on this one. So these thumb screws, okay, there's a perfect depth to get it. Yeah, right there, to operate the Saber. It basically screws in and screws out. But you should never need to remove this if you're the one that buys the Saber. It'll just stay there like that. So the whole Saber is operated by a single switch, but for fun, and because it's a double-sided, and I want you to be able to turn the Saber on and off with one hand if you want, it comes with gesture ignition. You can twist on or twist off, okay? So when it's double-sided, it works better with the blade in, and I kind of suck at it. You can turn it on and off by twisting on or off, okay? So there's a gesture ignition there. There's other options for gesture ignition too if you don't like that. There's swing on, so you can swing the Saber and that will turn it on. There is thrust on, so it senses the initial thrust and that turns it on. Or there's stab on, where you're thrusting forward and then you come to that immediate stop. It senses that immediate stop and that turns it on. So there's different options depending on how you want to configure it. If you purchase it from me, if you're the guy who buys it and you want one of those options, or if you want to see it work that way, let me know. I can do it for you. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together. Let me put the battery in the other end. I'll put it together double-sided. Or I'll just put together one side first. So you'll also get an Allen key. There's one single set screw right up here that holds your blade in. Okay. When you put your blades in, make sure that you give it a twisting motion on the insertion and removal. I'll give you one that I haven't put in my mouth. But you put these in with twisting twisting motion, not just straight in and out, so that you don't rip off the little holder, the PCB holder on the end of there. It's just kind of hot glued on. So you just twist it till it goes all the way down. It's pretty snug fit. I sand the tips a little bit so that it slides in a little easier, but it's still snug. Tighten up your Allen key, right, and then bam. So as you can see, there's several effects there. Blasters, lockup, clashing, force effects, play quotes, and have blade effects like what you saw there. You can also change color of the hilt by pointing down and give it twisting motion. The instructions will go over how to do all that, but I'll show you. So you can just twist the hilt, pick the color you want, hold the button, and you can lock it in. Just like that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the other side together, and I'll show you double-sided. And again, gesture ignition is just twist on, twist off. You got to play with it a little while just to get used to it. I don't normally use it, but I'm going to put the battery in this side. Oh yeah, so you got to loosen the thumb screw, the silver one. That will allow your chassis to come out. So this side, this is the other side, same chassis, same Proffieboard, okay, same speaker. Actually, except for one thing. I wasn't paying attention, and when I built it, I had the first side finished already. It was a black speaker. This is the same speaker, but it's silver. So they're different color speakers, but they're the same speaker. They're both from 8-Bit Orchid, but it's the same speaker. One has silver, one has black. I didn't realize it until after the fact. So anyway, but it doesn't matter. It's still the same.
I have been waiting.
So we're gonna twist that one in. You line up the side of the 3D printed chassis with that thumb screw so that you can tighten it down. That'll hold it in place. Check it. It's good. Now I'm going to screw the coupler back on, which also, just so you can see, it sits back pretty far. The speakers do sit back pretty far. One, so that this can hold it in place, and two, so that you have some resonance there, a nice resonance chamber so that speaker's got a lot of air to move around, so it increases the bass and the quality of the speaker, so it really sounds great. And this Saber actually sounds really great because you got two speakers, so when it's double-sided and they're both on and they're both playing, all the sound, and this has holes in it, by the way, so that the sound can still come out. It sounds freaking amazing. It's really loud because you have two speakers. So you're going to screw one side on, and then you'll screw the other side on, screw them together. And this thing is, it's decently heavy. I'll weigh the hilt here in a second. I'll weigh the whole thing. I got a scale. I can probably weigh the whole thing. I'll tell you how much it weighs with the blades in and with the blades out. Let's put the other blade in. Remember, a twisting motion. Fully seat it. Use your Allen key to tighten down that set screw. Bam. The full double-sided Darth Maul Saber. Again, you can twist on. I suck at this. I'll just turn it on. So these blade styles are audio flickers, so these blades flicker to the audio. And I was really surprised. I was worried. Hold on. I was worried with the hilts connected that if you clash one end, it would make the other end clash as well. It actually doesn't do that. It actually responds to the ends without messing with the other end pretty well. accidentally activated the force effect. So the force effects play a quote, and then they also give you 10 seconds of an effect. So there's the twist off, twist on. Twist off, twist on. It helps if you kind of push it forward and backwards as you do it. There it goes. Yeah, there it is.
I am Sith.
I can't spin it in the house, it's too big, and I don't want to mess it up. There's also background tracks in these fonts.
At last we will have our revenge.
So you got your Phantom Menace music. The Saber works with the music. I suck at this. But I can't stop now because we're 16 minutes in the video. There you go. These tactile switches are kind of sensitive just because of the way this set screw thing is designed. Maybe you can... There you go. This is the one that's sensitive. I might redo and make a little better. Whoops. So, also too, just because I'm just not used to the double-sided saber, when I go up here to do stuff, I'll grab the one down here and not realize it and kick it on. So it works best if you hold like really close to the emitters so your hands aren't on the buttons like this when it's double-sided, or a hand in the middle. But the hand in the middle, you don't want to cover up where those holes are in the coupler because you quiet the speakers when you do that. So you got to kind of hold right about there. But yeah, man. All right, I'm gonna weigh it. We'll see how much it weighs, just so you know. So the whole thing, let me put it on the scale up here. I got a scale for shipping to my customers. Comes in handy. All right, so got the scale zeroed out. Get it to stop rolling. So the whole thing weighs 3 pounds, 5 ounces, which actually isn't that much. So now I'll take the blades out. We'll see how much it weighs without the blades. The blades are actually pretty light. But anyway, what's some other stuff I can talk about here? I mean, I guess that's pretty much it. Remember, blades twist out, just like that. There's one set screw on each side. They're black, they're kind of hidden a little bit. Twist out. So the whole thing without the blades, 2 pounds, 8 ounces, and then each side obviously would be 1 pound and 4 ounces. So there it is. This is the Master Replica Darth Maul Saber. It is for sale. Down below in the description, I do a price breakdown of how much all the parts cost me, and then how much I would like for the labor of building it. I kind of figure up like an hourly rate usually, like how many hours of work I put into this. But anyway, let's see what else. I feel like there's one more thing. Oh, so just so you know, disclaimer, I guess I should have said this at the beginning, just so you know, these are not brand new Hilts. These are master replicas. You can see on the emitters there from 2006. So they're 14 going on 15 years old. But they're in decent condition. You can tell they're used. There are a couple, the part here, the aluminum, brushed aluminum metal part, all looks great. Nothing wrong with any of that. Looks good. The buttons look good. The upper emitters look pretty good. They're not bad. There's like one little nick on this emitter. This emitter is all in great condition. Same thing with the body on this one, all in good condition. The only thing is one of the Sabers, just because it's old, I guess, maybe like this section here, this section right here, there's like itty bitty tiny like little like bubbles, I guess you would call them, where it looks like maybe the hilt was maybe exposed to some humid weather or something when it was new, and only on one spot on it though. So like this side's good, but on this side there's some bubbles in it. I don't even know if that'll come up on camera, but I will try to show you. You can kind of see the texture of them. But anyway, it's not a crazy eyesore. Really what you're purchasing here is a Neopixel Proffieboard Darth Maul full-size replica lightsaber. Like this is hot stuff. This is good stuff right here. So, but I just wanted to say it's not a brand new hilt. It's from 2006. It is used. I bought them used, and then I converted them and rebuilt them, and now I'm selling them. But anyway, so these switches, you gotta watch them. Your fingers hit them all the time. So if you're interested in this saber, just reach out. Let me know. And I will include free shipping, and that's down there as well. But anyway, thanks for watching.